in just a second. In the meantime, we've got Brian Baldinger and Marcel Reese with us here in studio, along with Scott Hansen. I'm Lindsay Rhodes. Welcome to NFL Total Access, presented by Sprint.
On Super Bowl Tuesday in Miami, Chiefs and Niners have settled in South Florida. Both are going to get back to full padded practices tomorrow. Today was a light day of work and a day of social media posting. Patrick Mahomes putting this out on his Instagram. Mahomes trying to become the second youngest quarterback in history to win the Super Bowl, but he wants to win this one for his 61-year-old head coach.
I mean, you understand the work that he's put in every single year, the success that he's had, and I mean, he's been a winner. That's what he's been his entire career. He's won games, he's been in playoff games, and he's won those. And so for us, we understand that we want to win a Super Bowl. We want to get one for him and put that on his resume because he deserves it. But I mean, there's so much. You want to win it for yourself. You want to win it for him. You want to win it for Kansas City, and it'd be just an amazing experience for all of us. Obviously, it's what your dream to play in the Super Bowl and be in games like this. But I think the best thing about this team is we're going to have fun with it. We're not going to put too much pressure on ourselves. So we're going to go out there and just play the sport that we love to the best of our ability.
A man who shows maturity beyond his years, Patrick Mahomes. Same can be said about Tom Pelissero, who spent the day with the Kansas City Chiefs, joins us now live from Miami. Tom, how is Patrick Mahomes preparing for the biggest game of his life?
Well, Scott, I spoke to Chiefs quarterbacks coach Mike Kafka, who told me, I like where Patrick's mind is at right now. He's done a good job compartmentalizing each week, each opponent this entire season, and the Chiefs expect it's going to be no different even in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. As wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson told me, MVP Patrick has been phenomenal. He's been himself. Certainly seems cool and collected during his daily media sessions, and Mahomes has gone to some lengths to preserve as much of his normal routine as possible. Even has his barber from Kansas City coming in on Friday to give him his usual pregame cut. Just a jog through practice today for the Chiefs up at the Miami Dolphins training facility. That's about 17 miles northwest of here in Davie. They will be back up there tomorrow for a 1:30 practice, the first full one of the week. And Scott, Chiefs coach Andy Reid says no injuries to report. They are healthy and ready to go.
That's rare this time of year, but a huge bit of news for Kansas City going into the big game on Sunday. Thank you, Tom. Lindsay?
A lot of focus on the Chiefs' offense this week. It's a huge game for their defense, though, too, specifically in the ways it tests what was a weakness for them early on. Their run defense, pretty bad for the first 10 games of the season, has gotten much better in their last 8. As you see here, they shaved 54 rushing yards per game off their average, and they shut Derrick Henry down in the championship round, just 69 rushing yards for him. But Willie McGinnis and James Jones, Tennessee has a very different rushing attack than the Niners do. What does that mean for Kansas City?
Well, Lindsay, it's really creative. And you talk about Kyle Shanahan or Mike McDaniel, the run coordinator. He wants to keep you guessing. He gives you multiple formations, multiple guys in the running game, whether it's backs, whether it's the tight end, whether it's Deebo Samuel, and he tries to confuse you. So when you get in the head of Mike McDaniel, you see plays like this. You see a bunch formation, multiple formations. If we put it up on the screen, there it is, that bunch formation right there. And they're going to run a trap opposite on the defensive end. Joe Staley does a good job of giving a stalk block. He's going to swim over him. They're going to trap him, create a big scene for Mostert. He gets it in for a touchdown. It's still power running football. They give you a bunch of different looks. Here's just the inside zone to the front side. This is just Bourne, Kittle, Zadarius Smith gets up the field, which opens up a natural running lane for Mostert. Bourne does a good job of getting on Tramon Williams, another running lane. You're not going to tackle this kid one-on-one in space, okay? And then here it is again. Here's Deebo Samuel. He's the number 3 receiver. He's going to become the lead blocker. Now, they also handed to Deebo Samuel off of this. Right now, he's the lead blocker. He gets up. Mostert gets on the edge. No contain, no chance. So they give you a lot of formations. They give you a lot of different looks with the power running game that makes it very difficult.
James Jones, you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I strictly want to talk about the other side of the ball, and that's the Chiefs' defense. I mean, the best way to stop the run is to get pushed. Willie, you know, as offensive players, when you see those runs you just showed right there, they are not touched until they are 5 yards down the field. What the Chiefs' defense is doing these last games are they are getting pushed. And when you do that, you force the running back to bubble out of the run area that he's trying to run into, and it benefits the Chiefs defense. And since they've been dominant, that's what this D-line has been able to do, get push. You got Big Jones up there getting pushed, winning his one-on-one matchups. The linebackers are fitting in the holes the correct way, but when you get pushed, you make them bubble. It makes it easier on the linebackers to scrape and get off blocks and get in their holes and be able to contain, and that is what they're going to have to do. If you get bullied by this Niners offense and you get pushed back, it is going to be a very long day for the Kansas City Chiefs. But if they can continue to get pushed like they've been doing, they can win some of these run game battles.
I formation, an interesting one to keep our eye out for. According to Next Gen Stats, Niners use it more than any other offense in the league, and the Chiefs give up more yards per carry against it than any other defense. So we'll see what that means on Sunday, and we'll check back in with you guys in just a bit.
Lindsay, Super Bowl 54 is going to feature so many great players, including, according to PFF, the best coverage corner in the game, San Francisco's Richard Sherman, and the best coverage safety in the game, Kansas City's Tyrann Mathieu. They both rank #1 in PFF's coverage grade at their respective positions, and they are two of the team leaders for the teams playing for the Lombardi.
Guys care for one another beyond this football game. And that's what makes it a better product on the football field, because you don't feel like you're just playing with teammates. You don't feel like you're just, at a job, working, doing your job.
We got the right guys in the right positions. And I think of guys like Terrell Suggs being added to the team, and, the way Pat Mahomes handles the offense and the kind of energy and the passion, the attitude that really me and Frank require from the defense. Like, we require this every single day in practice, and I think having those people has really helped us.
Time to talk best choice now, presented by Golden Corral. We just heard from the two individuals, but as we have Baldy and Marcel back with us right now, I want to know about the entire secondary. Which secondary will be more dominant on Sunday?
San Francisco 49ers, because they're going to have to come up big for this team to win. We've talked a lot about their front seven, but this back end has done a phenomenal job as of late. We have Mosley, you have Tart, and you have Ward. And they've all been doing a great job. But listen, a guy we just saw, Richard Sherman, a guy that I played with in the locker room with him, on the field with him, he has done a phenomenal job in leading this back end and giving them the confidence, the tools, educating them on with his experience in the Super Bowl and playoff games and huge games. Been the best in the business ever since he stepped foot in this league, and he's going to continue to do that. He's going to be a huge part all week for getting this back end prepared for the big game.
I think there was a guy there in the 49ers secondary, K'Wan Williams. He is their nickel, Scott, right? So he plays about 75% of the time. He'll play maybe more against Kansas City in their 3 and 4 wide receiver sets.
Absolutely.
But he's a pure nickel. And it's either run or pass. He's on the field. He's an excellent tackler. He's excellent in coverage. And the Chiefs are going to test him. And I want to show you a couple plays here, starting with in the slot covering Stephon Diggs. In the divisional championship game right here, out route, got one of the elite receivers in the league. Here's a flanker drive concept right here. He drives on the underneath drive right there, gets the ball tipped up. All right, he does his job. In coverage, when you're out here against Williams out here, open field tackler. I mean, he's 4th on the team in tacklers in the postseason right now. Here he is in a flat, curl flat right here, and here comes Aaron Jones. One of the more difficult players to defend in space. Aaron Jones, he takes him down one-on-one. And he is an excellent blitzer. K'Wan Williams has a big role in this game, and I'm interested to see how the Chiefs either exploit him or take advantage of him if they do.
Both of these pass defenses, excellent, really, in the regular season. A lot of people don't know. Kansas City, yards per pass allowed, they were 5th in the National Football League this year. San Francisco, though, as you guys both talked, they were #1 in that category. Lindsay?
Texans pass defense, one of the areas they might want to upgrade in the draft. And we found out today that decision about who they will draft will be made by Bill O'Brien. He's been operating as the team's GM for the last 8 months, and the team made it official today. He will be the team's general manager moving forward. So that should do it for the rumors of Nick Caserio going to Houston, the Patriots director of player personnel. That doesn't mean that he'll return to the Patriots, though he could. His contract expires after the draft. We did find out today, though, Ian Rappaport, that another pretty important member of Willie McGinnis' former team will not be back next year. Who's that?
offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchia. And I think it's pretty clear, Lindsay, that he is one of the most respected, not just assistants on the Patriots staff, but one of the most respected assistants in the NFL, regardless of specific position. This is someone who's been so key to everything Bill Belichick and Tom Brady has done in New England. I actually had a chance to talk to Scarnecchia earlier today. I asked why now. He said, well, I'm 72 years old almost. My contract's up in January. It was just time. I wondered if Bill Belichick had tried to talk him out of it. He said it wasn't really like that. The thing that really stood out to him is just how thankful he is for everything that he has encountered in his journey. He said to have the stars align with Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, and Tom Brady together at the same time and just be a small part of that is something that he will literally cherish forever. And then, of course, I wondered, what's he going to do now? He said he talked to his wife. He heard from her when he was in the kitchen. All the clothes in the closet fell down. It needs to be fixed. Scarnecchia told me, I can't find anyone better at doing that job than me.
You talk about a coach, 34 years with the Patriots, assistant head coach, 19 seasons as the O-line coach. And you use the word respected. I don't know any coach that's been through that organization that had more respect than Dante. Somebody who's a grinder. He ran the hill with the offensive linemen and the players.
Wow.
He demanded respect in the classroom. He knew his job from A to Z. He was able to develop so many different players you probably never heard of and have one of the best protections, one of the best offensive lines in the league. A guy that when you try to talk to him and get him on the interview, he wants no part of it. He's so humble, but he meant so much to the organization and us. I just want to say congratulations. Hope you don't get the itch again because you did it before when you retired for a couple years, but he loves football and he loved us and he gave us his all. Thank you.
Patriots not in the Super Bowl, but still dominating the news cycle. Ian and Willie, thank you very much.
Can't get enough football.